We're back. CNC Nerd Factory.
This is Cruz coming straight out of Compton for you.
Crawford out of New York, but we're both in Atlanta.
I'm not from Compton.
Yeah, she's from California, so I'm from New York, but we're both in Atlanta. So we haven't been around for a while, so we thought we'd just drop this review of the recent released Netflix series Luke Cage.
If you haven't seen that series, we're not gonna spoil too much, but we're gonna definitely talk about some things.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, were you like one of the 5 people that did not crash Netflix? Because I actually experienced that on Saturday night. I was like, it's still loading. Next thing you know, I'm like asleep with like my beer in my hand. I'm like still waiting for Luke Cage to come on. But anyway, they finally got it fixed, and we're really glad that they did.
Yeah, I didn't know because luckily I was finished with the series like early Saturday afternoon, so I was pretty much done.
No, I finished just yesterday. I finally finished the last 2. I just have a lot going on. I got really distracted, and then I didn't, but I'm so glad that I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I didn't hear about the crash until like a couple of days later.
Yeah, Saturday night I was watching it.
Between hours of 5 to 10 in the U.S.
Because that's what I
in
do
the
on
UK
Saturdays.
and Ireland. It was just said it crashed, slow down. I said, oh.
Yeah, and because that's what I do Saturday nights. I watch Netflix. So.
Yeah. So, but kind of got a chance to see it. So I was done. I basically went nuts on Friday. Just started like watching it. Actually, I tried to watch it midnight Thursday night. Wasn't up.
No, it's 3 a.m. You have to leave at 3 a.m.
Well, again, I figured that out because I was up to 1:30. I'm like, all right, screw it, it's not gonna come on. So
I do that with House of Cards.
So, but got a chance to get it all. I was up until about 2 in the morning Friday night, and I said, oh, so I probably got 4 more episodes to go. That's how many I got through that Friday. No. I was not letting it go.
I think I saw 2 on Friday, and then Saturday I was like really picking up momentum. I was like, I'm gonna watch this finally, and then until Sunday morning, and then
Life.
Sunday. Yeah.
But so what was your overall impression of it?
Okay. So my kid asked me, he's like, do you like it better than Daredevil? And I said, I don't like it better than Daredevil, but if we're looking at it for the genre that it is, a comic book series, it's better.
I would say, for me,
I never in my life thought I would like anybody more than Matt Murdock, but
I like it for a variety of reasons. One, me being from New York, I mean, I didn't grow up in Harlem, but you definitely got a feel for
I grew up in Harlem.
You grew up. Shut up. I grew up, but you definitely got a feel for what Harlem is like because you got Hell's Kitchen. I mean, Jessica Jones, but you didn't get a sense for history or culture or the music.
Oh, the music.
Okay, first of all, for me, this was almost like, I mean, first of all, Luke Cage came out in the blaxploitation area that everybody knew about from the blaxploitation films from the. It was very much like that feel, but more nouveau.
Like Superfly maybe, but not really.
He's
cool, like.
But for me, it was not just the feel of in Harlem. You got the music. I mean, there were a ton of cameos in it.
Oh.
We knew the music was going to be fire because one of the guys from Tribe Called Quest was behind it, so I knew it was going to be that.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be good, but no, I didn't think it was going to be fire. I was just like, oh, it's going to be good. That was my expectation. There was no like, oh, it's going to be like this great thing. No, but it was actually really, really amazing.
It made me say, after a couple episodes, I said, I'm getting this soundtrack, or I'm going to find it iTunes or Spotify.
I did. As they were coming in, I was on Amazon, just Prime account, download. Yeah. What is it, 99 cents? Give it to me.
Yep. So that's one thing. So I think it really just encapsulated a lot of the elements from the films of that genre, but updated it for the modern era, where a lot of the things you got, like, for one thing, the fact that a lot of this stuff took place in a barbershop.
Right.
And that whole dynamic between how the men talk and what they talk about, that's indicative of almost every black barbershop you go to almost on the planet. From when I
cut hair.
Yeah. So from when I get my hair cut down here or in New York, or when I've gone even to England where I was born, or when I've been to Jamaica, that same vibe, that was very, very much accurate. Again, the way the characters were very well written, very you really got
well written. I felt like Netflix in general, they stay very respectful to their source material.
Sure.
I mean, they'll change it up for whatever they want to change it
Yeah.
up. You know, they're still a Netflix. So they got to tell their story.
Yeah.
But they really don't fuck with it too much, and I really appreciate that because you can be a fan and still be a fan of the show
Yes.
without having too much. Negative like objections, like, okay, well that never happened, you know.
Yeah.
And true, a lot. Some of it didn't. Some of it they
Yeah.
added. Some of it was embellished. But all in all, I felt like they stayed really respectful to the source material,
Yeah.
and I love that.
So-
But how about all the name dropping? The Avengers.
The incidents, they named Tony Stark,
All like the whole time.
Captain America. They went more into it more than the
They're
others.
like, yeah, because Tony Stark. Da da da.
They refer to him as like
Iron Man.
the Captain America of
Even
Harlem.
Meth was like, what did he say about Iron Man?
He
He's
said-
like Iron Man going to save us all because now he's a black man.
He said, yeah, he's not going to save us all. So yeah, making it very, again, very
It's
relevant
really good.
in a lot of areas. Even outside of Luke, first of all, Mike. Let's go into the actors. Like I said, yeah, okay.
Mike Coulter.
Again, Ari was pretty comfortable with him from Jessica Jones. Brought up again.
Right.
Brought up again a notch. So Mike Coulter.
Yeah, he's really can hold his own. I mean, I saw him in The Good Wife, and I loved his character. And he was really, really scary because he was like some kingpin drug dealer. In this one, he's different. He's a strong person, but he's a good person.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He's not like a bad guy. So it was really nice to see that contrast, and he really, I mean,
He definitely has a strict moral code, which
right,
which
and he can really hold it. I mean, just he did incredible.
Yeah, I mean, even for some things like where he was. I like the fact that you'd see him reading books by black
Invisible Man?
by black authors, like Donald Goings. They would talk about E.G. Rawlins compared to other kind of all fictional black detectives and all those things.
I love that he was reading The Invisible Man, though.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and even just of course, Sweet Christmas and all the other things.
Oh yeah, Sweet Christmas. But the really fun part was if you haven't seen all of it, what you want to do is you want to take a drinking game. Every time somebody says Luke Cage, you drink. By the time you're done with one episode, you're like 4 beers in already.
Yeah,
They say his name a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's not even a complaint. It's just that's what they do.
And the fact that he's very much out in the open, unlike all the other heroes, like, whether it's Daredevil or Jessica Jones, that was very much like in the comic where he was of the neighborhood.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I mean, he was like really, in the truest sense of the word, a street level hero where you know where he lives.
I like that they're starting to tie them in. Like, Claire's in all of them, of course. The nurse Claire.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Claire, I thought you were Matt's girl.
And actually,
Hello.
and I like the fact that even they finally gave her the name Night Nurse. One of the guys actually referred to her as a night nurse.
Yeah. Oh, and I really liked it that they said Power Man like 3 times.
Yeah, they did use the old
They were
name
like,
Power
they're like, oh,
Man.
my daddy called me Power Man. I'm like,
Yeah,
they said it.
He like in the guy Pops. They kept on refer to him as Power Man again.
They said it only like 3 or 4 times in the series.
Yes.
From what I count. Well,
Yeah, about 4 times they refer to like Power Man.
I know the first time he was like, my dad used to call me. He goes, whatever. She said something like Strong Man. He goes, but my dad used to call me Power Man.
Yeah.
But it was incredible.
Yeah. So Mike Coulter getting very well done. So he's good for a while. Then there's Simone Missick, who was Misty Knight.
I liked, okay. So here's my thing with Misty Knight. I love Misty Knight. I like the character. I don't like how she interacts with Luke. It felt, when I saw their scene, it felt like I was watching 2 actors trying to be intimate, and it was uncomfortable. It's not like him and Kristen Ritter, where they really, you see them and you're rooting for them. You're like, oh wow, they really are into each other. They really like each other. You're really rooting for them. I didn't get that with Misty.
Which is good.
Because it was so awkward. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well,
I didn't.
Because I will say this, because they do, spoilers, they hook up at some point, one time in the series.
Well, they hooked up in the beginning.
Right. But I'm glad.
It was like the most uncomfortable hookup ever.
What I'm glad,
in Marvel
which is going to be hard to explain because we know who she ultimately gets with, which will be Iron Fist, which is his buddy. So I don't think that ever happened in the comics, really, where like she was a love interest of his, unless I'm completely wrong. I don't think she ever really was.
But I guess I'm not critiquing the story. I'm critiquing the actor.
Oh, okay.
I'm critiquing Misty Knight, the
actress.
The actress. I didn't feel like she was like she was like, okay, this is really uncomfortable for me, and I saw that. You know, I felt like I guess that's my only criticism. That's it.
Okay, of the series as a whole, or just any of the actors?
Of her,
Okay.
yeah. That's it.
Physically looked the part. I mean,
yeah, absolutely
looked the part. She did have a lot of the aspects of her personality very much shown through. A part of me wanted to see her with the bionic arm. Again, spoilers. She doesn't get it in the series. She doesn't ultimately get it. I'm sure in the future she'll get it. She'll get it. And of course, there was a part when she got shot. And I was like, she's gonna lose it.
Night Nurse Claire
Fixes her up. Yeah. So, I'd say the part that really got me cheering was definitely towards the end, where you see her, where her hair was done and where she had the red dress on. That is almost straight out of the comic book in terms of how she really looks. So I said, all right. So I know she's definitely gonna most likely come back for whether it's the Defender series or more than likely.
She's got to.
But
I do like how they're just tying it all in. So
Yes.
you know we're gonna get one big juicy peach, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's gonna be good.
I think they made reference to everybody in the previous series.
They did. Because they referred. He's like, whatever. Last year, your girlfriend bought you in, referring to Jessica Jones.
Yeah, but even more than that.
I loved it at the end when she was like, I know a good lawyer.
Right. No,
and I was like, that's my lawyer.
Yeah, but she mentioned him a couple of times. But even
we knew.
But even Alfred Woodard, when she was again, Alfred played a character named Mariah, who was out of the comics.
Cottonmouth's cousin.
Which again, I don't know if they were ever related in the comics, but whatever for the sake of the.
But it worked.
It worked. But yeah, Alfred Woodard as Mariah. Physically, she definitely was not exactly what the character was, which is good because that woman would have been like Gabby Sidibe, but a 6-foot tall version of Gabby Sidibe. Precious. I
do like that they used the same actor. I don't know if you remember in Civil War, Alfred Woodard was pretty much the little spark that kind of like put Tony into the opposing team.
But
I understand it's a different character, but
sure.
Still it's the same actor. Speaking of same actors, Guardians of the Galaxy. Star-Lord's mom is actually in one of the Captain America movies.
Yes, yeah, she played a different part. Right, totally different part. That's correct.
But I do like that they do things like that. I like that Marvel does things like that. They're like, fuck you, we're going to use her again, and there you go.
So the main bad guy, and again, I cannot pronounce the actor's name, the guy who played Cottonmouth. I love that guy.
I love him. Okay, first of all, for all my House of Cards freaks out there who stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning like I do on Thursday nights and watch that shit, Remy, his name is Remy from House of Cards, and he's like a conflicted character because he's not necessarily a bad dude and he's not necessarily a good guy. He's kind of like looking for an end. He's gonna go wherever the money takes him, wherever the power takes him, and he's incredible. And I was so excited to see him. I love Remy in House of Cards, and I loved him in this. He definitely is a strong actor. He's a great character. He brings
Again, more continuing with what Netflix is doing as far as the villains. Their villains seem to be a lot better than the movie villains.
They're more layered.
They're more layered.
But also, Netflix can take their time.
Yeah, there's more time you can like develop and cultivate as much as they did it
backstories,
like they did for Wilson Fisk, like they did for Kingpin for the Daredevil series, they did for Kilgrave and Jessica Jones. Same with this guy. This guy, he did some stuff with almost like Nino Brown from like New Jack City, but better. Like there was that one scene where he threw the guy off the roof. I love that. I said, oh.
And then I love his stupid little nervous laugh that he does. That oh god, it's so House of Cards. Like it really is. So if you love him there, you're gonna love him even more here.
Yeah.
Really.
So
really.
Yeah, loved him for the most part. I didn't really have any criticism of like any of the actors generally. There was only one character that I was not necessarily a fan of, and it was the guy who played Diamondback.
Really? What
For
was your
me,
problem?
he was very much, in a way, a little more cartoonish comparatively towards the other ones. Where
you felt like he was like kind of.
He was almost
like very boxy.
He was like a Bond villain in a lot of ways.
Okay.
A lot, and again, in the ways a lot of over the top.
That's not a bad thing necessarily.
That's not bad.
For me.
Let's just say this: comparatively, of the three people who you say were villains, again, Cottonmouth being one, Mariah, which is Alfred Woodard's character, and the gentleman Diamondback. I would say Alfred Woodard's character and the guy who played Cottonmouth, they, in a sense, were more realistic to me. You say, okay.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, I know this is based on a comic book. I get it. But
at the same time, we didn't get to see his backstory. We got to see Luke's backstory, and he was in it.
Right.
So we don't even know. We just know that he's mad at Luke, and because he's telling him that he's mad at Luke, and
Right.
it's like a childish thing almost.
That was the thing about it, because they changed the origin in terms of where, again, spoilers, they made it where they were both half brothers. That was not the way it was in the comics.
But it worked.
It worked, but again, it was a change that, okay, it worked fine, but if they had not done it that way, it worked. If they kept, in a sense, again, I'm not a person who's nitpicking, but it was a change that didn't, to me, improve upon.
Well, we don't know what they're going to do with the story.
Yeah.
That might be something they needed to do.
Yeah, they did change it to the point where he'll be back, whereas in the comics he's died pretty quickly. And again, there was that knockdown, drag out fight between him and Luke.
I mean, I really hated that they killed, my character, my favorite villain. And you know what? I'll tell you this: Alfre Woodard is, for me, she's the most evil out of all these series. When she had that meeting and she's like, we're gonna kill them all. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah,
whoa!
That was a bit of a switch to me. I was like,
wait up,
okay.
homie.
I mean, up to the time that
Because she was like, we gotta kill. I'm like, whoa. Because Kingpin's interested in drugs and running shit, right? Like, all these motherfuckers are interested in doing different things to gain control over their little situation.
Right.
She's like, fuck you. We're gonna kill all the mutants, all the all the special ability people. I'm like, she's fucking crazy. She's fucking crazy.
The part that got me was even after that part.
I was like, what? I stood up and started screaming at the television because I was like, she wants to do what?
Because it made me kind of realize again.
She's really evil.
Well, Cottonmouth was only bad by circumstance. He was seemed like he was more forced into it.
Right.
When they showed his backstory, it's like they almost implied that, in a sense, she was probably more damaged than he ever was, and they sent her off to college so she'd become educated, become an attorney or whatever she was.
Yeah, and
become a politician.
he had the struggle of the gangsta mom.
The gangster mom. But again, she went towards the end. It was like, Lord knows what she'd have been like had they not sent her to college.
I know.
Because especially there was that fight.
She's a straight up.
The woman's nuts. The woman was psychotic. She did it.
Kilgrave ain't got nothing on her. Nothing.
And the stuff she said to Misty Knight in that interrogation scene, with the stuff that came out of her mouth,
she's a real sociopath.
Alfre Woodard, is that you?
She's
for real?
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay.
She nailed that shit to the fucking wall. It was incredible. I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid that she's gonna destroy. I'm afraid that her fictional character is gonna destroy everything that Netflix has put together.
But there was other
She's
people.
Scary.
I liked also Theo Rossi, the guy who played Shades. Mm-hmm. He was cool again.
Oh, he was really cool. He always he has this fucking look in his eye always. He just has I don't know if it's natural, but he's always got this crazy look in his eye. And every time they do a camera shot, I'm like, look at that crazy look in his eye. And his eyes are always glazed over.
So I never saw.
I don't know if he's smoking pot or what, but he's killing it.
So I never seen Sons of Anarchy, which is I don't
watch that shit.
I know friends who watched that, and I knew he was.
They're not my friends.
He kind of blew up on that series a little bit. Loved him in this. So I'm glad he survived. So again, they didn't kill him off. I thought he was gonna die.
Me too.
I'm glad there was a scene where
they were gonna try
and kill him, and I said, please don't kill it. I was like, how do you not?
That's so true. I knew he was gone. I knew he was gone. He came back.
I was like, how do you not know they're gonna try and kill you right now? And the fact that he lived, I said, oh, okay, cool.
He didn't. I don't think he cared. I think he knew, but I don't think he really cared. I think he was just like, fuck you. I'm gonna just do what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, he crazy too.
Yeah, but he was
crazy.
There was other
everybody's crazy.
Mm-hmm. There was other
I'm afraid to go to Harlem now.
So
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for that. There was some other, like, I didn't expect to see Jacob Vargas was in that also. He was like the head of the, I guess, the Mexican Mexican gang that showed up. I said, oh, I didn't expect to see him in there. And again, I've seen him play a wide variety of roles, from like thuggish characters to like,
Little
more,
puppet from American Me.
Or what was the part? He was like a Next Friday. He was
Yeah,
like little Joker.
With the dog. I remember that. He had that spud dog.
But I've seen him play other parts where he was just not like that at all. Again, he's had at least enough range where I've seen him play like more sympathetic characters to like again criminals like this. So yeah, so
but he's good.
He was good in that. Am I missing anybody from that? I mean, the guy I can't forget the name of the guy who played Misty Knight's partner.
He's from all the '80s movies. I knew he was fishy from the beginning.
He was in Pulp Fiction.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From the beginning though, I knew that there was something off with him, because he's always like a scumbag though. He's always like that. Like I'm okay, but he's such a fucking scumbag. Like deep down, he's one of those that likes to pretend like he's a good person, but he does this every time I see him. He's a fucking scumbag. Like he's a degenerate. Seriously, every time. So, but he does it well.
He does it good. He
does it really well.
So I'd say, I don't know, but there was a lot of other cameos from music-wise that we weren't expecting. I mean, we knew this beyond the soundtrack that we knew that was going to be there. I mean, of course, it was named after.
I was shocked. I was shocked to see Faith Evans. I mean, even when I first saw Raphael Sadiq, I was like, oh my god, I love Tony.
Right.
I grew up on that. Mm-hmm. But when I saw Faith, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like I had to.
And of course, there was like one little part we seen. D Nice, the DJ, popped up. Rapper DJ D Nice. Of course, the best cameo again wasn't a spoiler. Was Method Man. That's right. Is it?
I love Clifford so much for so many years.
It was good. Again, I loved it.
I love you, Clifford.
And there was a part again he performed. I think he did that off the rip. I
really think he might have did that too.
I think he did it off the rip. I don't think he like
one take, bam, we done.
Just knocked it out. So
yeah, and I love that he played himself. Yeah. Like he's like, they're like, you're Method Man, and they're both like in shock to see each other. They're both having they're both starstruck.
Right.
They're like, that was very cool, very cool. It's okay. So on a scale of 1 to, I get a free trip to go to Harry Potter Land in Orlando. I get a free trip to Harry Potter Land,
Slytherin.
And I get a free room.
Right.
That's how good it is.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, I said this thing was fire. I said everybody needs to check this out. The guy who came to my exterminator came to my house today. He doesn't have Netflix. I said, dude, you need to get Netflix just to watch the show alone. He's a comic book fan. He said, really? He said,
really? Yeah, get that shit for a month, watch all that shit, and then cancel it.
Then go get it back when Iron Fist comes on, when the Defenders come on. Then you get it back.
Yeah. I
loved it a lot, and the one part we didn't touch upon, and it was very symbolic, of course, was Luke Cage wearing a hoodie.
Right, Trayvon Martin. And Michael Coulter did an interview where he said he purposely put that in there.
Yeah.
He purposely wanted you to know that this is, he said, the one thing a black man wants to be is bulletproof.
Especially with a lot of the things that have been happening in this country for a while.
Yeah, drawing a lot of, a lot of crazy things, but it's really nice to see him have a stand.
Yeah. Yeah, and
to have a stand on something that's so important.
Yeah, and it was mentioned in some ways subtly, some ways much in your face. There was a part where Method Man talked about it blatantly. There was some scenes where people walked around with hoodies
with bullet holes in it.
Very symbolic in a lot of ways. Overall, I would say even with some of the things that I don't have any major gripes about it. The only gripe I had was about the guy who played Diamondback, but again, it was kind of like
actually, that, like I said, and I have no gripes. It's just the one criticism was, as far as the acting goes, I didn't like Misty and Luke together.
Which
there was nothing there.
Right. Which I think probably.
Which, like I said, when you see him and Jessica as actors, they might not get along for all I know, but they do very well. And you see these two characters, you're rooting for them. You really.
Right.
I didn't give a shit about their thing.
And I think that was probably very intentional. That's just my feeling, because I know.
I hope so.
Because I know that, especially because we know since Iron Fist is the next series, that she ultimately forms a relationship with.
Yeah, but she was being such a little bitch, because him and Nurse Claire were like trying to be nice and I don't know what, and she's like, like she was just being such a little fucking bitch. Like, stop hating. Stop hating.
But it was again a lot of, I would say definitely in some ways even some girl power, because all her, again, between even Misty, all her captains were black women, which I just after I said, oh, like the woman from The Wire was one of her captains, and she was replaced. They brought another one. I was like, oh, okay. And of course, Mariah, herself. Nice little cameo, which I forgot was going to show up.
In case you guys don't know, you might have missed it too. Stan Lee does do a cameo.
Yeah, again, does a little cameo.
It's so subtle.
But
it's so subtle, and yeah. So you did see. I think it's episode 7 or 8.
Yeah, you caught
something like that.
It was the same one where Method Man shows up. Same episode.
Okay. So it's like 9. Yeah.
Right.
But it's you gotta pay. You have to really pay attention because it caught me off guard because when he's walking and I'm like, oh shit, it's Stan Lee. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
He actually does a fucking cameo in this, and just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mess that one up for you.
And one character we didn't talk about was Sonia Braga as Claire's mom.
I love her. I love that woman. That woman, in my eyes, can do no wrong. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I love her.
So
I love her. I thought it was great.
Never saw Kiss of the Spider Woman. The first time I knew about her was, of course, when she showed up in the Cosby Show, when she was Theo's teacher, Miss Westlake, who was like the dragon lady. Oh, trust me,
barely remember.
That was the one because they showed it's comedy, so it was very funny because she was like the one teacher that everybody was scared of getting, and she showed up at his house. I said, oh, this is a real pretty woman. And of course, at some point in the episode, she like starts changing her hair, like changing her appearance, and I was like, oh my god, she becomes like really scary, but totally different now because she's plays Claire's mom.
She's excellent.
Excellent.
They're perfect.
So whether she'll show up in future seasons. If there's another season of this, she'll show up in the Defenders or any other. I mean, of course, I know Misty's going to show up.
Right.
Oh, another thing, we actually did get Patsy was actually heard.
Yeah, they did. They'd mentioned Patsy Walker twice, I believe. And you also hear her show.
You hear her show.
You hear her show at one point. I think I want to say that's the second episode.
Yeah, there was one where Luke is running, he's jogging through
I want to say it's like the second or third episode. And then they also mentioned her because they were like, something, you could go find her and you're going to get that Wildcat.
Or something like that.
They called her Wildcat, though, and that was really exciting.
As opposed to Hellcat, which again, yeah.
Oh, did they call her Hellcat?
Well,
I thought it was Wildcat.
Don't even remember.
But But yeah, Patsy, absolutely.
And it was actually one other little nod, little spoiler, in that there was that scene where Claire was going to take the little thing to get martial arts lessons at the last episode. Like there was a thing where like she went to like a little street sign where like people said, "Oh, you want to take martial arts lessons?"
Oh yeah.
The woman on that name was Colleen Wing, who will be Misty Knight's future partner when eventually. Yeah, this is not a spoiler. This is known in comic books. She ended up like leaving the police force and starts her own little kind of like side agency with Colleen Wing, who's a samurai person.
Badass.
So they become the Daughters of the Dragon.
You know what I did question? Okay, the Asian couple.
Right.
So she said, "Come work for us." As soon as she said, "Come work for us," I said, "That's the hand." But then I was like, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
No. But
it just. That's the first thing I thought about.
Well, actually,
when she said, "Come work for us," I'm like, was she with the hand?
No, I think it's more.
Or am I just saying that because she's Asian?
No, it's more alluding to the fact that when Luke Cage first came out, his whole thing was Luke Cage, hero for hire. So that's the way he.
Right. Okay.
So people would like pay him. So I'll be a hero, but you got to pay me.
Okay.
That was like literally. He wasn't even called Power Man in the beginning.
But still, it just felt very.
But there were other people who wanted to give him money for other stuff. There were a lot of people who wanted to give him money. He's like, "Nah, I'm not taking your money."
I want to say you can go both ways with that. I think that maybe when you see it, you could figure out what you feel. When I know when I saw it, that's what I felt.
I caught more nodding to this whole heroes hire thing. And for the purists who wanted to see him in the outfit, you do get to see him in the classic outfit for that much. And I'm glad we don't go for this. Is why we don't go for the classic look, because even he said in the series he looked ridiculous. I said
it was kind of cool, man. It was cool. Whatever. For like 5 point whatever seconds, it was fucking. I liked it.
Yeah, but for like 13 episodes, could you have stayed to see him looking like that? Exactly. So
yeah, he's like, I look ridiculous.
Yeah, took off the tiara and the bracelets, and again, even had the chain belt and everything like that. So I was like, yeah, so we got it. Okay.
But really, he's always like in a wife beater and stuff.
Yeah, so he doesn't wear like a real costume in the truest sense. I mean, outside from the '70s, so he just wears regular gear. Although his bill's gonna be just like his clothing bill's gonna be ridiculous. So he's gotta talk to somebody about that crap. I don't know.
But yeah, watch it. Let us know what you thought. You know, the points that we made. See what your opinion was. But I don't know. I'm still saying it was the hand. But you know, I'm just saying that's what I felt when I first heard it and saw it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's.
And that's not going to change my opinion. By the way.
I know I'm not going to change your opinion, even though you're wrong. But that's the thing. This was a good series. Again, Netflix killing it again.
Netflix is a beast.
Marvel.
I said it before. I'll say it again.
Marvel. I mean, I'm looking forward to. If this is what they're so far, this is, I'd say 3 seasons of stuff. Well, 4 seasons of things. Three different characters. So we know we're gonna do Iron Fist. We're gonna get the Defenders. They're gonna do a spin-off series for Daredevil for Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about doing one for Moon Knight. I heard some crazy little rumor about them doing She-Hulk, which I haven't.
I heard about that too.
How they're gonna do that one, I don't know, but I'm for it. Fine, let them do all the street level heroes. Bring all of them. I think they're gonna bring Shang-Chi into the Iron Fist series. So
yeah, but we'll talk about that when we get closer to that.
Yeah, but that's what we got. So anyway, that's us. So let us know what you think.
Let us know.
And if you like what we're doing, just subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Give us your comments. Share all our stuff.
I don't even care if you give us a thumbs down, as long as you give us.
But give us your comments. Let us know what else you want us to see us do. But that's us for now.
Thank you. Good night.
Peace.